Good morning, grade 5. How are you all? Hope you are having good time. Stay home, stay safe. Every week we have a new reading comprehension. Sometimes it's a story, sometimes it's an interesting fact. So today again I am back with a new kind of information about the story of tea. Let's start reading. Keep your fingers on the words and read along with me. You will find it very interesting. Tea is the most popular drink in the world. After water, it is the most frequently consumed drink. It is the number one manufactured drink. There are many kinds of tea. People drink tea to be social in many cultures. People also drink it in the morning and afternoon as a stimulant. The story of tea begins in East Asia. Tea is made from the leaves of camellia plants, which grow well in very warm climates with heavy rainfall. They are native to a small area of southern China and northern Myanmar. Tea has been drunk in those areas since the 2nd century BC. It may have been drunk even earlier in India. There are several different types of tea. 3 of the most popular are black teas, green teas, and oolong tea. Now, this is a short information about tea. We all know, we must have seen people drinking tea. Even maybe some of you personally might like to drink tea. It can be of any kind of tea, black tea or green tea. It's up to you. So, we are going to learn more. How did people come to know about this drink? Now, we learned from the first slide that how tea is taken from the camellia plants, the leaves of the camellia plants, and there are many kinds of teas. Now, let's see how did the early people drink tea. Keep your fingers on the words. Early on, people drank black tea for healing purposes. Healing purposes means it was used as a medicine, not as a social drink. Green leaves that have been picked turn black when they meet oxygen. This is called oxidation. Then people would boil or steam the leaves. These would be formed into cakes that would later be soaked in hot water for drinking. In the 7th century in China, people began to pan fry and dry the leaves. This stopped the oxidation process, keeping the leaves green. Green tea became a popular drink. In the 15th century, partially oxidized leaves resulted in a tea called oolong. In the middle of the 8th century, tea began to spread out of China. It traveled to Vietnam, Korea, and Japan. It became an important part of religious ceremonies. So that is, we learn about the tea. Until the 8th century, it was just famous in China, and early people of China, they used it as a medicine. But later on, when it started traveling, other people from other countries started knowing about this drink. It went to Vietnam, Korea, and Japan. And then people used it as a very special drink only on their special religious days. The religious ceremony means their special religious days. Let's see what happens next. The drink made its way to Europe in the early 17th century. It was served in coffee houses in Britain. It became fashionable in the Netherlands, Germany, and France. It even made its way to some states of America. Tea was still quite expensive until the 19th century. But by then, tea had become an important daily drink in many parts of the world. So, kids, how did you like the information about tea? So we came to know it started traveling out of China, and then it's moved to Europe, and in Europe it became a fashionable drink which was served in the parties. And then later it was one of the most expensive drink, but later people started becoming addicted to tea and they have to buy it. So now it is used as an important daily drink in many parts of the world. Hope you like the information about the tea. Now you know a lot about tea. Let's see how much you understood this useful information. What is the most popular drink after water? You have to answer this question. Number 2, how green tea was discovered? What was the experiment which the Chinese people did, and as a result, what drink came out? It's a story. You just go back to the passage, you'll come to know. Choose the best answer. There are 3 options given to you. Tea is made from dash leaves: rose leaves, mint leaves, or camellia leaves. Number 2, early people drank black tea for dash flavoring purposes, that means for the taste, or healing purposes. Number 3, there are dash most popular teas: 5, 10, or 3. There are many kinds of tea, but there are only some of them are very, very popular. So just circle the number. Let's continue the questions. Match the correct meaning. I have given you 4 words and I have given you the meanings as well. So you just have to match which word matches the correct meaning. Stimulant, partially, expensive, and popular. These are the words. Now let's read the meanings. Costly, famous or well known, not completely, or substance that makes body and mind active. So these are some of the meanings. Now you have to match the correct meaning with the correct word. Number 3, name 3 types of tea mentioned in the text. Okay, what are the 3 kinds of teas that is mentioned in the text? Just write their names.